Hey guys, we have been talking about silent stages and sound engineers here for the last couple weeks. I want to kind of maybe sort of kind of this might be the last installment in the sound engineer series here. It depends really on your comments and what you guys bring to the table throughout the week. But you know, I just want to say that if you're in a silent stage scenario, don't let that rob you of the very obvious fact that front of house is not silent, okay? Front of house is there to reinforce and to get across to the audience everything that you want to get across to the audience, even in terms of level, you know, volume, impact, you know, to feel the mix, to feel the air moving in the room. Your front of house engineer, your A1 guy, man, he's got that in his hip pocket. That is what he specializes in, or at least should. This is what he does and what he brings to the table. In that silent stage scenario, your front of house guy has never been better equipped to be able to do that than when he's not fighting all that stage volume. And now he can really let the front of house system breathe and do what it's meant to do. You know, punch you in the chest with the kick drum and rumble the rafters with the bass guitar, and the vocals being on top of the mix and nice and crisp and defined, and the whole mix is nice and crisp and defined, but warm and fat. There's no better way to achieve that than to not be fighting a bunch of stage volume. Now, I realize, and we've been talking all week about the simple fact that we need better sound engineers. I get it. And I know some of you guys got some crazy horror stories about some of the stuff that you've been through with sound engineers. As a musician, I have been through some of that stuff with sound engineers, and I'm a sound engineer. But when I'm drumming, I try to never be, you know, Johnny Know-It-All and crawl up somebody's rear end. I'm so easy to please with monitors and things like that I just don't really make an issue of it. And I fully understand that if the house mix is jacked up, there's nothing that I can do about that from behind the drums. So there's no sense in me going and pissing off the front of house guy and making things worse. If he doesn't have the skill set to get it right, without that, me yelling at him ain't gonna suddenly wave a magic wand over the guy and now he all of a sudden can mix, you know, like the greatest sound engineer on the planet. Sometimes you got to kind of pick and choose your battles that way. But don't forget, silent stages many times translate into a awesome front of house mix. And if you got a good sound engineer out front, he will make it happen and he will get that impact across to the audience.